Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay if you're new here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's not my typical speed build or a long play, but it's a tour video, and it's a tour of the finished primary school build. Now this was something that my members on Patreon voted for, I'm going to say back in June, so it's definitely been a while, but I can finally say that it is complete and I'm super happy with it, and I hope you guys are too. But yeah, it's on the 64 by 64 lot in Copperdale, which is the high school lot. So you can only imagine just how long this thing took me to do. Now, in terms of functionality, it can be functional. I've included the lockers and the cafeteria in a basement just under here. So if you want to use it for gameplay, you're more than welcome to place those items wherever. But for storytelling purposes, it definitely hits the mark. So yeah, we're going to jump into the tour. I'm going to do a little talk through of the layout and the exteriors, and then I'll jump into the interiors. But first of all, I want to focus on the name of the school, which is Coolbardie Primary. So I've gone ahead and made a little custom sign here, which you can see, Coolbardie Primary School, soaring to success. I made this little custom emblem here as well, which is a magpie, and of course Coolbardie means magpie in the native indigenous language here where I'm from in Australia. So I thought that was a nice little touch. I've also gone ahead and made some custom flags. We've got the Australian, the Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander flag, which I just think, yeah, is very beautiful and very primary school-esque. So yeah, we're going to jump through and do the layout now. As you can see, some of the elements are continued from my long plays. I've kind of just added in a little extra few pieces here and there, but this is the playground here with the sunshades that were an absolute nightmare to do. But yeah, really like the playground area here. And then of course we've got some tracks and whatnot, some hopscotch and some foursquare, and some extra seating in this front bit. And then we've got the drink fountains, of course, a primary school staple, and then a little mural on this wall here. Now my primary school had a mural that all the students sort of contributed to, so it was a nice little touch for the kids that go to the school. We've got that darned siren that was so loud, and I can still hear it to this day. My grandparents actually live near my primary school, and when I go to visit them around lunchtime, I can typically hear it all the way down the street. So yeah. We've got the toilet block over here, which was probably the easiest thing for me to furnish. It's very simple, literally just a brick building, pretty decrepit and old. Ours was falling apart. And then I don't know if you'd call this like a courtyard, but when I was doing this build, it definitely needed a lot more greenery. So I kind of tried to dot some around wherever I could, and I put some benches and stuff around this space here. But I took some eucalyptus trees and sized them down, and they look really good. Just adds a little bit more nature to the build that was otherwise a big concrete slab. So yeah, we've got this little seating area, courtyard thing here. We've also got a shed with some sports equipment, hula hoops, footy balls and all of that stuff. And then of course we've got the art building, which was literally just a wooden shack at my primary school, so I kind of have done that in ode to that. Of course the bag hooks at the drying rack. Now I don't know if this is a universal experience, but in primary school it definitely was a thing to put our sopping wet paintings and disintegrated paper on the drying racks. So I've gone ahead and done that here as well. I don't know if it's an Australian thing, it could be universal, but do let me know. And then of course we've got the basketball courts, which at my primary school were netball courts. I mean, you could play basketball, but they were like netball hoops. So obviously for the Sims, it's just basketball here. So yeah. Then we've also got some little soccer nets, skipping ropes and hula hoops too. These were actually a suggestion from my friend because you can't start the primary school day off without 5 minutes of skipping. So had to include those. So this is the, I guess, classroom block, you could say, that kind of wraps around this corner. It's very fitting. My primary school pretty much looked exactly the same as this. And then of course, the most nostalgic feeling of all was the bag hooks and benches where we'd keep all of our bags for the lesson. We didn't bring our bags into the classroom. That was something we sort of did in high school because my high school didn't have lockers. But in primary school, we definitely left all of our bags outside on the bag hooks. Love that, big long veranda. Over here we've got the undercover area with the canteen over in the back here, and this doubled as an assembly area as well. So I'll touch on that when we do the little tour, but yeah, that's the undercover area, nice and big. We've also got some extra seating over here and foursquare. I've got some lunch boxes and snacks and stuff, drink bottles and whatnot. And then over here we've got the newly built library, very much the same as my primary school. And then we've also got the music room over there in the corner, and then just this little walkway up to the back of the staff room. So that is pretty much the external layout. You guys would have seen this car park already. I did that pretty much within the first long play anyway, but we've also got the bike shed. I think I talked about the bike shed in one of my long plays. Ours was actually like a wooden shack similar to the art room with benches and stuff, but yeah, this is the closest thing I could find without building something myself, but I think it fits pretty well. Anyway, we're going to jump into the interior and I'll give you guys a little talk through of my process. Okay, so as you can see, this is the interior of the build. Now, if you guys do download this lot, please do keep in mind that it is one, a very big lot, and two, has a lot of items and details. So that's something to just consider when downloading and whether or not your PC can handle this much jazz going on. So yeah, you can see how detailed everything is, but we're going to jump straight into the office building, which is the last thing that I furnished before I finished. So we've got the main reception desk over here with the admin seating, and then obviously the big chunky printer, my worst nightmare. We've got some student art in frames at the back, and then just files and whatnot. So it's pretty simple, does the trick. Definitely got Susan and Karen sitting up the front here, giving you a late slip or, you know, sick note, whatever. Then we've got the little seating area over here if you're waiting to be picked up or for a meeting, whatever. Got some trophies, of course, into school carnivals. Yes, yes. And then over here we've got the sick bay. Now it kind of looks a little bit like a hospital room, but I tried to make it as school sick bay-esque as possible. I've got the little desk here and just some, you know, safe practices, being healthy at school and whatnot. Now our sick bays were kind of just like a doctor's bed, you know, the ones you get in the doctor's surgery, very simple, not a hospital bed like this, but this was the only one that I could find that closely resembled it. So yeah, jazzed up this small room as best as I could. And then over here we have the staff room. Very simple, definitely have to have the round tables. It's not a staff room without round tables. A little couch seating area and a bookshelf. Of course, coffees galore, can't start the day without a coffee. And then, I don't know, my thought was, because I had a funky teacher who used to ride his fixie to school, so I put the fixie in here in the staff room, out of the bike shed, away from possible dinks and damages. And then we've got the pigeonholes with obviously just stuffed full of junk that nobody reads, speaking from experience. And then we've got the little kitchenette. It is quite big, but it definitely does the job. Of course, we've just got, you know, the dishwasher, the microwaves, the mini ovens. No actual ovens because we're not cooking up meals here. It's just for reheating leftovers, isn't it? Then we've got the coffee machine, as I said. Can't start the day without a coffee. And of course the bickies, which, you know, fruit is free, but the bickies come out of your pay. And a sink full of dishes, which will definitely be met with an angry email from Susan in admin to make sure you clear your dishes away, please. Keep the kitchen tidy. But yeah, that's the staff room, pretty simple. And then moving over here, we've got the principal's office with some extra seating out the front here in case you're waiting to go and see the principal. So yeah, pretty simple. Quite a big office, if I will say. I've put some more seating in here. I don't know, mum and dad coming in here, have a meeting, you sitting over there looking sad in the corner for, I don't know, lighting something on fire potentially. Anyway, that didn't happen to me. That wasn't me. Maybe one of my friends. Anyway, that's the principal's office there, as you can see. Pretty cool, pretty simple. Now we're going to move into the art room, which I think I did show you guys in my initial long play. Nothing's really changed, pretty much the same. Really fun, vibrant, funky space. I really like this room a lot. It definitely reminds me so much of my primary school art room. So yeah, really cool space, really like that. We'll move over to the toilet block before we jump into the rest. I'm not going to do the classrooms just yet. I'm hiding them from you. But yeah, here you go, the toilets. Nothing fancy, super simple, really decrepit and run down. Nothing interesting there. Anyway, let's move over to the library. Now, I started this in my second long play, but I've kind of added in a couple of extra things here and there. But yeah, this is the library. We've got the little returns trolleys over here. We've got the little admin desk, the librarian, a little arts and crafts and reading section, and then I guess it kind of doubles as like a computer lab. So I've popped some computer stuff in here too. Really pleased with this. Again, really fun and vibrant. You kind of get the theme for all the classrooms. They're pretty fun, lots of primary colors. And then moving over into the music room. Really like this space. I think it's really cool. Got a couple of keyboards, violins, guitars. This is obviously the teacher's guitar in his velvet blue case. Very nice. Cool space, some more computers, do some music on, what was it, GarageBand? I can't remember. I think my school had a program that we used to use to make music and stuff. But yeah, really cool room. Really like this space. All right, we'll move over to the canteen and undercover area. So as I said before, I kind of doubled this as a assembly space. So in my school, the pre-primary to like year 3 would sit on these little cutout bits of carpet here at the front, and then everyone from years like 4 to 7 would bring their chairs down and sit at the back, and teachers would sit on the side and tell you to shush and stop talking. Anyway, so we've also got the canteen here where all the you know, mums with a bit of spare time would come and volunteer to make the lunches and give out snacks. And of course I had to put the slushy machine in because there's nothing better than a jumbo python in a grape slushy on a hot summer's day. Love it. Of course we have to have the fruit, got to be healthy as well. That wasn't really a thing back in the early 2000s. It was lollies, chocolate and ice cream, party pies and hash browns. So yeah, that's the canteen, really simple. Don't know how much it looks like a canteen, but I kind of went loosely off what I remember. Got some storage stuff in here, extra soccer goals and trikes and chairs and sports equipment in this little section here. So nothing fancy, just an extra little garage storage space. Got a couple of drink fountains dotted around the place, you know, by the library in the canteen area here. So kind of fits the vibe. And then yeah, of course we've got some extra seating with lunches and snacks and stuff down the side here too. Now, the best part, the classrooms, my favorite. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classrooms that took me so long to do because there's so much detail in all of them. But I hope it translates and I hope you guys like it. But these are definitely some of my favorite bits of work. Very fun and very colorful. So we've got like wall decals, toys, the teacher's desk. I kind of tried to give the teacher's desks a little bit of personality depending on the classroom, you know, male teachers, female teachers, you know, grumpy, happy, fun, whatever. So yeah, this is this classroom. Lots of, you know, stuff on the walls, lots of, you know, tubs full of stuff and things and whatnot. Very fun. This room over here, really like this space. Really colorful, lots of ceiling decorations, another little decal with little, I don't know, awards and whatnot on there, arts and crafts. Very cool. This room here, I kind of went on a whim and did like, I don't know, I guess they're doing like activity or arts and crafts for the day. So, this classroom, very fun, lots of colors. Similar over here. Actually, this classroom is the biggest classroom. So I managed to squeeze in a couple of extra desks in here. So yeah, as you can see, more posters on the wall, lots of stuff at the back. Really cool. Oh, and of course we've got the nostalgic TV on a trolley. Very nice. And then over here, I think I'm gonna say this is my favorite classroom potentially. It's the science room. Lots of sciencey stuff here. We've got little beakers on the desks, and we've also got a little pet lizard, I guess. Now, we didn't really have pets in school. I don't think it's an Australian thing. We sort of had like a stuffed teddy or something that you'd take home during the holidays and bring back with a little journal of what you did. which was kind of cute, but I thought I'd kind of do, I guess, that version, but in animal form. So we've got a little lizard there, little science tables here. But yeah, I really like this room. Really cool, really fun. And then this is the maths room over here. We've got the calculators on the table, the maths on the board. I kind of wanted to switch these rooms over because it kind of made more sense to have like a reading nook for the, I guess, English classroom. But I guess maths is stressful enough that you might need to sit down and have a break. But yeah, that's the maths room here. Of course, we've got more pin boards at the back. And then this was the first classroom that I ever did. So you can see the kind of progression I went through doing the classrooms, getting used to, you know, building a classroom. But yeah, this is the final product. And that's it. That's it for the tour. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think down below. Drop a like, of course, if you're new here. Thank you for stopping by. And if you want to download, let me know what you think of it. But I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon.